Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about why exactly was Lady Gaga's scenes cut from Joker 2. So I have not seen Joker 2 yet, and I refuse to see it because I just don't feel like seeing it. I liked the first one. I thought the first one was very good. I was surprised at how good the first one was, especially how they took a more realistic turn on the Joker and made it into like a mental illness type thing, giving us some of the Joker quirks and just incorporating it into mental illness. I thought that was brilliant. Then they announced they was going to make the second one into a musical, and I said, nope, not watching it. I don't feel like watching no musical. And that was the biggest mistake right then and there. But then they said they were going to cast Harley Quinn as Lady Gaga. And I stopped and I thought to myself, well, isn't she a singer and not an actress? Apparently, she's been doing some acting. I mean, the first time I ever saw her act was American Horror Story on Roanoke. And I don't really remember much of her acting, and it was kind of okay, kind of not, because she's a singer, you know what I'm saying? But she's been doing some stuff since then, and some people seem to really like her, but she's been in a couple of flops in the last recent movies. And so I was kind of worried that she might not be able to deliver. But I have no idea because most of her stuff got cut from the movie. Now, of course, she did like singing in the movie. That's what she does. But a lot of people say she's barely in the movie, which was odd because when this movie was first announced, she was heavily advertised as being in the movie. So what the heck happened? Because the trailer shows her a lot, and I mean a lot. And you know what? I got a couple of speculations. But before I speculate as to why she wasn't in it, I just want to say, we could have had Batgirl. Just saying. Just saying. The test audience was good for Batgirl. Supposedly, sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. Did nobody test? Was there like no test screening of this like movie? So it's flopping hard at the box office and stuff. Also, since it is flopping, man, I wonder how those toxic fanboys are feeling about this because there's no wokeness in this movie. It's, from what I can tell, a main white cast. A male is the lead. There's no race bending, there's no gender building, there's no LGBT, there's none of that stuff they complain about. So what excuse are they going to use for this movie flopping? Because remember, in their minds, a movie will only flop if it's woke. If it's woke, it must be broke. But oh no, this movie is predominantly white with a white male lead. And it's flopping. So what's their excuses now? I bet you when they do complain about this movie, they're not going to say the word woke in any way, shape, or fashion. See, this is why I say they're fake. They're so fake. They're so fake. They are so fake. And I'm so glad studios are aware of them now. The way they want to counter it is stupid. They should hit them where it hurts the most, their wallet. And YouTube hit YouTube at its wallet and everything. But anyways, I just find it funny because they can't blame this on wokeness. What are they going to say? Oh, well, Lady Gaga's in this movie, therefore it's woke. Oh, so a female equals wokeness now? She's not even the lead. Anyway, so I got a couple of speculations. And the fandom toxic boys are part of this speculation. Now, first speculation. Maybe, just maybe, Lady Gaga just isn't a good actress. Maybe they filmed it and were just kind of like, man, we can't use none of this. Let's just cut it from the movie. My second speculation is like they just ran out of time. The movie had to be a certain amount of time, and they're like, I just cut her scenes. Why not? Then my third speculation And my third speculation comes because of this. When they started showing the trailers, like I said before, she was all in the trailers, right? All people could talk about was Lady Gaga as this movie was being made. My bad. And nobody talked about Joaquin Phoenix. Nobody talked about the Joker. All they was talking about was Harley Quinn, or technically Lee, as she's called in this movie. And so, with the recent rise in toxic fandom, with them review bombing, with them making hundreds of videos about why something's gonna suck because it's woke, and with the huge decline in musicals this year, because let's not forget, at least 2 musicals have came out and they have both bombed. The Color Purple remake and the Mean Girls remake. Both of those were musicals and both of those bombed. It was so bad for Mean Girls that they had to basically take the word musical out the title and didn't even advertise it as a musical. The trailer didn't show no music whatsoever. And that's because they're starting to realize, hey, ain't nobody into musicals right now. So, with that said, and them stupidly announcing, hey, guess what we're gonna make? We're gonna make a musical. I bet they got cold feet. I bet you anything they probably got cold feet. Now, yes, they had to keep the musical stuff in there and stuff, right? But back to Lady Gaga. Most of her scenes were the musical scenes, but there was additional scenes. And with the rise and hate of musicals and the hate of anything diverse, whether it's TV or movies, I bet you anything she had a bigger role in that movie. And I bet you anything they was terrified. They're all like, okay, what are we going to do to combat this? We can't take the musical stuff out because, one, they worked too hard on that. And we advertised it as a musical. Maybe what we should do is take her scenes out. Then the toxic males won't complain and say it's woke because there's not a female leading this movie. Because there's been some speculations that she was supposed to have such a huge role that she was supposed to help influence Arthur a whole lot more than what he was in the first movie and help shape him more into being the Joker. That's a rumor that went out. And there's an even rumor going out that she was supposed to be more of a Joker than him. That's another rumor. If that is so, I bet you anything they got cold feet. Because they feared them little toxic boys and stuff. And some girls as well. Because they didn't want people to be all like, oh, this is more female empowerment. Oh, they tricked us into thinking it's the Joker too, but it's really a Harley Quinn movie. Just like the Masters of the Universe that Kevin Smith did with He-Man. Because did you know the second season came out and really nobody knew and nobody talked about it? There was only like a handful of people who talked about it. And I only knew it came out because I saw the transformation. But that first season got so much backlash that they caved in the second and there was really no advertisement. And I bet you anything this is what happened with the Harley Quinn movie. I bet you anything they feared the toxic boys. Because just like that article said, they're trying to find ways to combat this, to make them happy, to bring them back to the movie theaters, and to bring them back to watching their television show. So they're catering to hatred and bigotry. Why do people always let them win? I don't understand. And yes, you gotta point this out. These aren't just regular people. These aren't diverse people who are toxic and complaining. These are mainly older 40, 30, and 50-year-old white men. There are some women as well, mostly white women, and they managed to wrangle in some people of color, but most of these people of color and women are doing this now because they realize, hey, I could make some money on YouTube doing this. But once again, they're catering to white men and letting them win. Why do people always do this? They see what the problem is. and they give them what they want, that's not going to make society better. Could you imagine if somebody back in the day said, hey, we want to get rid of slavery because what you're doing to black folks is wrong? And could you imagine if some white guy be all like, we got to keep our slaves? Oh, wait, that did happen. And we had a civil war. But could you imagine if we didn't have a civil war? And could you imagine if so many people said, we got to keep our slaves. And then, the North was kind of like, all right, fine, we'll just give you your way. We'll just keep the slaves and everything. I'll be tied up in somebody's backyard right now. Seriously, you don't let hateful people win. You don't let bigots win. You have to combat them and everything. And let them know they don't control this world. So I don't understand why the studios is caving to them. And I said they would too, especially Disney. Oh, especially Disney. They're really caving to them because they're trying to take out as much diverse stuff in their newer movies now. And they even told Pixar, hey, make that one character less gay because people assume she was a lesbian. And I bet you anything, this is what happened with Joker 2. I bet you somebody, maybe it was Todd Phillips, who knows? Maybe it was somebody at Warner Brothers. Heck, it could have been David the Devil Zaslav himself. Take all this woman's stuff out. Somebody said that. I bet you anything. I bet you anything. Because remember, at some point in the DCEU, it was going to pivot towards Batgirl and Supergirl because of all the, drama that was going on with the DCEU, with Henry Cavill as Superman, with all the executives, with Ben Affleck not testing well with the audience and stuff like that at that point in time. So they was going to pivot. And when David Zaslav came in, he's like, nope, we ain't gonna have this. So they got scrapped. And then in came James Gunn and his so-called vision that just, what the heck is James Gunn doing, man? I don't really know. Please let that Superman movie be good. Please let it be good. We need this. We need a good Superman movie. We also need a better looking costume, but I'll just settle for a better movie. But I bet you anything that's what happened with Harley Quinn. I bet you anything somebody's like, there's too much women empowerment in this. It's going to steer people away. So, let's just, focus more on the actual Joker and Joaquin, who's not even the real Joker. But then again, people already knew that. Oh, I left one part out. I was making this statement earlier, and I forgot to finish it. But what I was saying was, the trailer had her in there a lot, right? But then when the TV spots would come out, she was nowhere to be found in some TV spots. And then other times when she was in a TV spot, she was only in there for a brief second and never said anything. And that was highly suspicious and everything. If she's supposed to be in this movie a lot or just be in it, period, wouldn't you think that she would be in the TV spots as well? So that was a warning sign right then and there. And I believe that's when they started to fear the toxic fandom and everything, and tried to have her in there less to show hey, she's barely in the movie, so there's no reason to get triggered and everything. Oh, so this answers a question that I said early in the video. It seems that they refused to have this movie test screen for audience. I just found that out as soon as I was about to edit my video and stuff. This explains a lot. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.